In the end, Cameron had given him no guarantees, no roadmap, no comforting words about success, only a challenge. Remain true to your vision, no matter the cost. Roark worked through the night. The room stayed silent except for the faint sound of pencil on paper and the wind slipping through broken glass. The city below moved on without him, but he no longer looked at it. It had nothing to offer him, nothing to take from him either. He refined the drawings again and again, not to satisfy anyone else, but to remove everything unnecessary. What remained was only structure, purpose, and clarity. By morning, exhaustion meant nothing. The work was not finished, but it was right, and that was enough to continue. One day, Dominique Franken returned to New York without knowing exactly why. She told herself she had no reason to come back. Yet after each visit to the granite quarry, staying away from the city became impossible. She wandered through the streets for hours, searching for nothing and no one. At least that was what she tried to believe. But every street reminded her of the quarry worker she could not forget. The city had once felt distant to her. Now it felt unbearable. Every crowd, every building, every passing stranger reminded her that he lived somewhere among them. And the thought tormented her. When her vacation ended, Dominique went to the newspaper office intending to resign. Her work no longer interested her. But when Alva Scarrett asked why she was leaving, she realized she had only one answer. Because of him. She refused to let that truth control her. So instead of resigning, she stayed. A few days later, Ellsworth Toohey visited her office. They spoke calmly, as they often did. On her desk lay a drawing of the Enright house. Dominique stared at it and spoke with unusual intensity. She said that a building so beautiful should never have been given to the world. The architect who created it should have protected it from ordinary people who would never understand it. Toohey listened quietly. When he asked whether she planned to write about the building, she refused. Even discussing it felt like a violation. Meanwhile, Stephen Mallory faced trial for shooting at Toohey. Mallory refused to explain his motives. To everyone's surprise, Toohey appeared in court and publicly asked for mercy. The judge suspended Mallory's sentence. Newspapers praised Toohey's generosity. Toohey dismissed the praise with a smile, saying he did not wish to help create a martyr. Not long afterward, Toohey gathered a group of young architects and designers in his apartment. Most of the discussion focused on social responsibility, fairness, and the idea that architects should serve society rather than individual ambition. Toohey spoke passionately about unity, cooperation, and the duty of builders to help humanity. The audience listened with admiration. Peter felt inspired. For the first time, he believed his profession represented something larger than personal success. Then an unexpected visitor arrived. Dominique Franken. The atmosphere changed the moment she entered. She sat quietly and listened, yet her presence made everyone uncomfortable in ways they could not explain. She seemed completely separate from the spirit of the gathering. After the meeting ended, Dominique openly mocked the organization. She called it the beginning of something dangerous. Toohey remained calm, but Peter was disturbed by her reaction. Then Dominique casually asked why Howard Roark had not been invited. The name instantly caught Peter's attention. Toohey answered that he had never met Roark. Dominique claimed she knew nothing about him except the design of the Enright house. But something about the exchange left Peter uneasy. Peter accompanied Dominique home afterward. In the taxi, he tried once again to reach her, but Dominique seemed distant. When Peter asked if another man was responsible for her change, she gave an answer he could barely believe. A worker in a granite quarry. Peter laughed, assuming she was joking. But Dominique was serious. She admitted that she had changed. She admitted that something had happened to her. And she warned Peter not to pursue her. She told him that he represented everything she despised about the world. Yet she also called him the best example of that world. Peter could not understand her words. But he understood one thing. The woman he thought he knew had become someone completely different. And whatever had changed her had happened long before she returned to New York. A man named Roger Enright rose from a coal miner in Pennsylvania to one of the most powerful industrialists in America. He trusted no one to build his fortune, and because of that, no one ever controlled him. When he decided to construct a major building, he did not follow tradition or reputation. He searched deliberately for someone whose work he could understand instinctively. After a brief interview, he chose Howard Roark. Roark reopened his office in the same bare, uncompromising space he had always used. The Enright house had begun, and so had a new wave of pressure that meant nothing to him. He worked through exhaustion, through days that blurred into nights, without ever breaking his focus. The building was not just a commission. It was the continuation of everything he believed in. In the background of this work, Dominique Franken remained in his thoughts, not as distraction, but as something constant and unresolved. He did not chase her. He waited, not out of doubt, but certainty. He knew she would come to him again, whether she wanted to or not. Joel Sutton, a businessman with a taste for success more than understanding, was considering Roark for another major project. Like many others, he was drawn to Roark's growing reputation but unsure of what he truly represented. Still, the possibility of the commission placed Roark closer to the center of New York's architectural world. Austin Heller eventually persuaded Roark to attend a formal gathering hosted by Kiki Holcomb. Roark refused at first, uninterested in the social machinery surrounding architecture. But Heller insisted, partly for opportunity, partly for pressure. Roark agreed. The party became a gathering point for ambition, influence, and image. Peter Keating moved through the room with growing confidence, enjoying admiration that now followed him almost automatically. He was no longer uncertain of his place. He was becoming what others expected him to be. Ellsworth Toohey, calm and observant, shaped conversations with ease. He did not dominate the room loudly. He guided it quietly, making people feel understood while subtly directing their thoughts. Then Dominique arrived. Her presence disturbed the atmosphere without effort. She did not participate, she observed. And in doing so, she seemed separate from everyone else in the room. Then Roark entered. For the first time since the quarry, he and Dominique stood in the same space, not hidden, not isolated, but exposed to the public world. Their meeting was brief, controlled, and almost empty on the surface, yet charged with everything they refused to acknowledge. Around them, Joel Sutton hovered near a decision that could define Roark's future, while Peter Keating tried to measure his own standing against Roark's presence. And Ellsworth Toohey watched Roark closely, for the first time understanding that this man was not simply another architect, but something far more disruptive. After the party, the final distance between Dominique and Roark became visible again. She dismissed him publicly, calling him the most revolting person she had ever met. Yet the words carried a contradiction she could not hide from herself. Toohey noticed it immediately. He understood, without needing explanation, exactly what Roark represented to her, and what that meant. Later, when speaking to the crowd, he continued his philosophy of control, influence, and human direction, ending with his idea of a style of the soul, the belief that every person reveals themselves completely in a single glance, whether they intend to or not. 1 week after Kiki Holcomb's party, Dominique Franken published a shocking newspaper column about the Enright house. Instead of praising the building, she attacked it. She described it as arrogant, offensive, and out of place. She called it a wound on the face of New York, a structure so bold that it exposed the weakness and mediocrity of everything around it. Yet beneath the criticism was something deeper. The attack was so passionate that it revealed the very admiration it tried to conceal. The next morning, Ellsworth Toohey walked into Dominique's office carrying a copy of the newspaper. He immediately recognized what others would miss. The article was not written from hatred. It was written from obsession. Toohey questioned her calmly, probing for the truth behind her sudden hostility toward Howard Roark. Dominique denied everything, but Toohey saw enough. And the more she tried to hide her feelings, the more obvious they became. The conversation soon shifted toward Peter Keating. Slowly and deliberately, Toohey began comparing Keating and Roark. Both had attended Stanton. Both had begun their careers in architecture, yet their lives had moved in completely different directions. Peter Keating had become famous, admired, and successful. Howard Roark had been expelled, rejected, ignored, and pushed to the margins of the profession. 2E painted a picture of a man forced to watch mediocrity triumph while greatness struggled alone. The image struck Dominique harder than she expected. For a brief moment, she could no longer hide her reaction, and 2E realized he had touched the truth. That evening, businessman Joel Sutton called Dominique. He had nearly hired Howard Roark for a major new project, but after reading her article, doubt had begun to grow. Dominique invited him to lunch. There, she did something strange. She admitted that Roark was brilliant. She admitted that he would create a truly great building. But she also knew that greatness was exactly what Sutton feared. So she guided him toward safety, toward popularity, toward acceptance, toward Peter Keating. The next day, Joel Sutton informed Howard Roark of his decision. The commission would not be his. Instead, it would go to Peter Keating. Sutton tried to justify himself with explanations about practicality, popularity, and public approval. Roark listened without argument. Then Sutton revealed something else. The person who had convinced him to change his mind was Dominique Franken. For the first time during the conversation, Roark reacted, not with anger, but with quiet understanding. He knew exactly why she had done it. That night, Dominique went directly to Roark's apartment. She did not come seeking forgiveness. She did not come seeking peace. She came because she had hurt him, and because hurting him had only deepened the conflict within herself. Standing before him, she finally spoke the truth. She wanted him. She hated him. She intended to continue fighting him. And yet she could not stay away. Roark listened. He understood every contradiction she carried, every act of destruction, every act of surrender. Neither of them pretended the conflict was over. Neither expected it to end. But for the first time, they openly acknowledged the strange bond that connected them. Later, in the quiet of the apartment, Dominique spoke of the Enright house and of the years Roark had spent struggling while the world ignored him. She could not understand how he endured it. Roark could, because he had never measured himself by the world's approval. Dominique still wanted to destroy him. Roark knew it, and strangely, that changed nothing, because he understood that her desire to destroy him came from the same place as her admiration, and the battle between them was only beginning. Ellsworth 2E arrives unexpectedly at Dominique Franken's apartment. He doesn't waste time with greetings. He already knows what she has been doing. He understands her game, how she publicly attacks Howard Roark while secretly shaping outcomes behind the scenes. And instead of exposing her, he offers something else, an alliance. Different motives, same target. Dominique doesn't deny it. She accepts, not out of trust, but because she knows 2E can damage Roark in ways she cannot. Meanwhile, Dominique's life in society becomes more active than ever. She moves through New York's elite circles with ease, dinners, parties, conversations that shape opinions and influence power. Behind the scenes, she continues steering major architectural commissions away from Roark and toward Peter Keating. On the surface, she is helping Keating rise, but her private thoughts remain focused on Roark. Publicly, she continues her attacks on Roark through her writing. But something strange is happening. The more she criticizes him, the more it sounds like admiration disguised as insult. People begin to notice the intensity of her obsession, even if they misinterpret it. Then, Roger Enright takes her to see the Enright house under construction. For the first time, she sees Roark's work rising in steel and form. The building overwhelms her, not just as architecture, but as something alive, something undeniably his. And there, in the middle of it, she meets Roark. They speak calmly, almost like strangers, surrounded by workers and noise. No emotion is shown, nothing is admitted, but everything is understood. That night, she writes another article. It is an attack on Roark, but the words betray her. Beneath the criticism is admiration so strong it cannot be hidden. Roark reads it and understands immediately. In society, their so-called feud becomes famous. People talk about how Dominique Franken despises Howard Roark. Neither confirms nor denies it. The misunderstanding becomes part of the illusion they both allow to exist. At the same time, Peter Keating continues to rise. Commissions keep coming in, many influenced quietly by Dominique. He is successful, admired, and confused, because he cannot understand why she helps him or what she truly thinks of him. and that uncertainty begins to trouble him. Keating also becomes more involved with Ellsworth Toohey and the Council of American Builders, a group that celebrates ideas like equality, humility, and collective purpose. Toohey listens more than he speaks, slowly shaping influence without force. Before the story moves forward, there is one man we need to understand. Not an architect, not a builder, not a creator, but a man whose influence reaches far beyond steel and stone. His name is Ellsworth Toohey. From childhood, Toohey possessed an unusual gift, the ability to understand people, manipulate emotions, and quietly gain control without using force. While others admired strength, talent, and achievement, Toohey became fascinated by something different: influence. As he grew older, he developed a philosophy centered on self-sacrifice, obedience, and the belief that individuals should place the collective above themselves. He spoke of humility, equality, and service to others. His words inspired loyalty, especially among those who felt overlooked, uncertain, or powerless. Over the years, that influence expanded. Toohey became a respected writer, lecturer, and critic. His opinions began shaping public thought, cultural trends, and even careers. Eventually, he rose to prominence as one of the most influential voices in architecture. And now, standing behind the scenes of New York's architectural world, Ellsworth Toohey has become something far more powerful than an architect. He has become a man capable of deciding who rises and who falls. June of 1929 marked the opening of the Enright House. There was no ceremony, no speeches, no celebration, only silence, and a building standing like something alive. One day, only the opening of a building, and the presence of a man who had built it exactly as he intended. Roger Enright stood in silence, looking at the structure. He did not speak. He did not smile. But those who knew him understood. He was satisfied. The Enright House stood on the shore of the East River like something alive. Its form rose in clean, precise steps, as if it were moving upward in a continuous motion. Light reflected off its pale stone, giving it a silver, almost unreal presence. To some who looked at it, the building created a strange feeling, something they could not fully explain, as if it carried a meaning beyond its physical form. But society did not understand it. The press and the public reacted with confusion and criticism. Many called it strange, exaggerated, or wrong. Modern architecture became a subject of argument rather than understanding. Yet the tenants who moved in simply lived there peacefully. They did not debate its meaning. They only appreciated the comfort and simplicity of living in it. As opinions divided the public, Roark continued to work. His reputation slowly grew through new commissions. The Norris House came first, a modest private home. Then the Cord Building, a major project in the city. And soon after, the Aquitania, his first large skyscraper commission in Manhattan. Each project strengthened his presence in the architectural world, even as debate around his work continued. But not everyone saw Roark's rise the same way. Dominique Franken watched everything closely. She moved through the city, observing his buildings, studying them in silence. The Enright House, the Heller House, the Sanborn House, each one affected her deeply, in ways she could not openly express. At times she felt distant from him, at other times drawn closer. Her emotions toward him remained conflicted: admiration, resistance, and something she refused to name clearly. Meanwhile, another battle was unfolding. The Aquitania project became a struggle between Roark's supporters and the resistance of society itself. Kent Lansing stepped forward to fight for Roark's design. He battled boards, opinions, influence, and hesitation. Step by step, he pushed the project forward despite constant opposition. After weeks of conflict, the Aquitania contract was finally secured. But behind all of this, a quieter force was operating: Ellsworth Toohey. Toohey never directly fought Roark in public. Instead, he shaped opinions, influenced people, and guided decisions in ways that were difficult to see. He understood how power worked, not through creation, but through influence over those who did create. And while Roark built, Toohey studied the minds around him.